Hello and welcome to a brand new pilot series. I'm so excited to have you here today for a actual gameplay run through, unscripted, of Stardew Valley. But before we get started, I wanted to ask you a couple questions because this series is designed for you. So I have a couple things to ask you before we kind of just run through this thing. So for Stardew Valley, I'm gonna run through one entire season because the idea is to just give you a taste of what general gameplay feels like. I don't wanna go through the entire game. So for future games, I wanna get through enough of the game just so you have an idea of how general gameplay is gonna feel like. Which leads to my very first question, and that is, do you want to see the very beginning of the game or in the middle of the game? I figured we would do the beginning for this first one because, at least for my general gaming group, if we were to run through a game and we run to a lot of headaches and struggle and it just doesn't seem like a fit for us, then we kind of just scrap the game and move on to a new one. So that's why I have mixed feelings about it if I were to just jump in the middle for this particular series. So are you okay with seeing the beginning of the game, or would you rather see where all the action is happening in the middle of it? Let me know. Second question, I'm only gonna cover games that I've done tutorials for. So would you rather me dive straight into gameplay with just a gist of how gameplay works, or would you rather have a full gameplay rundown all in the same video and then go into actually playing the game? So to clarify, would you rather see a small gameplay overview or a full gameplay overview in these gameplay videos? And my last question is, do you have a better name for this series than what I'm calling it now? Right now I'm calling it cinematic gameplay, but I already have, cinematic showcase and all these other ones, so I don't want it to become redundant. If you have a better name for this series, I am open to your ideas. I was thinking like bite-sized gameplay, but that sounds unfitting for the channel. But yeah, if you have a better name for this series, please let me know. And with that, let me show you the idea that I have for this pilot series, and then please feel free to give me any kind of feedback you like down in the comments below. Welcome to Stardew Valley, where we are trying to complete all of Grandpa's objectives that he's left for us. On top of that, we're trying to restore the community center before the year ends. If not, we're gonna lose Stardew Valley to the JoJo Corporation. The very first thing we're gonna do is begin the season by drawing from the season deck. And here is our very first card. Now, as you can see, we're not off to a good start here because the green crow means our crop is going to be eaten by that particular crow. Our only parsnip that has been planted since the beginning of the game is now gone. There goes our only crop. Next up on the season card is to trigger gift abilities, but we have no friends yet. So now we need to move on to symbol number 3, which means we're going to draw an event card. Oh, this is a good one to start off with right away. So here we can flip up every single forgeable tile on the map. And the very last thing we're gonna do on our season card is to trade and sell resources, but we have no resources to begin with. So moving on to phase 2, which means I'm gonna take my pawn and put it anywhere I like on the map. But the thing is, there are 13 places I can visit on this map. So how do I know where to go? You first wanna look at Grandpa's objectives, and that's going to give you a better and clearer direction on how you should proceed. So first up, we have expand the farm. Here, I just have to own one building because I'm playing this solo. And what's nice about these cards is on the very bottom, it'll tell you exactly how to achieve these objectives. So here it says, PS, visit Robin with gold and materials to build. Objective number 2 is to restore the museum. Here, I just have to fill up 2 museum slots. And I can do that by finding artifacts and minerals by opening geodes. Number 3, probably the most difficult one, is to catch legendary fish. What's nice about this one is that I just have to catch it and then I can sell it right after in order to make some gold. And speaking of gold, objective number 4 is to save enough gold. Here, I just have to have 10 gold by the end of the game. Now right now, I have no legendary fish on the board, but when I draw season cards, it can definitely help me clear up the board, so I'm gonna pass on that one. Saving gold is a long-term goal, so I can ignore that one for now. In order for me to restore the museum, I need to collect this and this on completely opposite sides of the map. So I'm gonna go for 1 right away, but the thing is, I'm gonna waste an action if I go here because I have no geodes to open and I have nothing to donate to the museum. Now remember, for my actions, I can either do 2 actions in one specific spot, or I can perform 1 action, move and gather one of these items, and then perform another action at a different spot. So I can do lake fishing twice, or I can go lake fishing, move, gather this artifact so I can donate it to the museum right away. That's an option. So that's like the main thing about this game, is that every action is linked together. So I'm gonna focus on getting this artifact over here on the right side. So I'm gonna take my pond marker and do some lake fishing. Now there's only one thing I can catch on the board and I need to roll 2 hearts in order to do so. Oh, there we go, that's what I'm talking about, yes. So 2 hearts and a Junimo symbol. I can't do anything with the Junimo symbol, but I can catch the chub right away. And just like that, crayfish, walleye, the treasure chest, and the snail is gonna move over and I grab a new fish from the bag. Bam, we have drawn a broken CD. Yes, perfect, exactly what I wanted. Not. It's okay though, because I did at least catch 1 fish. Now for my next action, I'm gonna go ahead and move from here to here so I can donate to the museum and also grab this artifact. Now with this artifact, I can discard it so I can draw an artifact from the gray bag. Here we go. And we draw chicken statues. So this one can go in slot B in the museum when I donate there, which I'm gonna do right now. In 1 turn, we have filled up half of our objective for restoring the museum. And then at the end of your turn, you can activate 1 out of 4 end of turn effects. You can build some stairs to go down a level in the mines, but you need a stone for that. I don't have a stone yet. You can pet animals. Obviously, I have no animals yet. You can remove a JoJo tile, but those have not come into play yet. And fourthly, you can upgrade your starting tool, but in order to upgrade my starting tool, I need 5 gold for that, and I only have 3 so far. So I can activate no end of turn effects yet. Now we move on to the next season day. Let's move on to day 2. Now the star symbol means I can turn the crop around in order to make it a quality crop, but I don't have any crops yet. And again, the chest means I can trade or sell resources, but I'm gonna save my fish for now just in case I get a friend who needs fish. I need to plant crops. So I'm gonna set my location over here for Pierre, and now let's begin the next turn. So I'm gonna spend my 3 gold here and buy some crops for spring. So I'm going to buy the most expensive crops, which are going to be the cauliflower, the strawberry, and the potato. So here are the 3 crops that I'm gonna buy for this season, and I'm gonna take them and plant them accordingly in their crops. So potato here has a water symbol of 3, which means it goes into slot 3, strawberry is 4, and cauliflower is 5. Every crop costs 1 gold in order to plant, so that's why it takes 3 gold in order for me to buy those 3 separate crops. Now since those crops are gonna generate gold for me, I'm gonna travel here to water the crops. So I'm gonna move potato, strawberry, and cauliflower over 1 slot. Let's go ahead and move the dice out of the way. And also get to forage and grab one of these items here. So I'm gonna grab wood because this is gonna come in handy when I need to expand the farm. So I bought stuff from Pierre as my first action. As I moved over to the farm, I foraged for some wood. And lastly, I watered the crops in order to get those growing. Again, no end of turn action, so let's go ahead and move on to the next round. Now beginning round 3, what do we get? So first off, we can now turn a crop into quality since we do have crops on the board now. I'm gonna go for potato because that one's gonna come off first. So we'll flip over potato. And now that becomes a potato worth 4 coins instead of 3 gold coins. And then we get to water all of our crops. So potato's gonna grow, strawberry's gonna grow, and cauliflower's gonna grow yet again. The third symbol means the pet wanders, but for solo play, that has no effect. But now we get to move the fish track. So in order to move the fish track, we're gonna take the 2 rightmost fish, which are crayfish and walleye. These get discarded. And in turn, the rest of the track is gonna move over, and we're gonna populate the next 2 tiles by drawing from the bag yet again. Here we're gonna get, ooh, our first legendary fish, finally. So here we have the angler. And let's draw one more time. We're gonna draw the red snapper. So this one's going to populate the last slot. Ooh, now things are heating up. Okay, so here's the master plan. I'm gonna go lake fishing and try to catch that fish. And then, just in case I don't catch it, I still wanna be able to upgrade my fishing rod so I can at least try again next round with a better tool. So to do that, I'm going to forage for that leek, which means I can go to Pierre's shop, sell the leek for 3 gold, sell the fish for 2 gold. That nets me 5 gold in order for me to upgrade my tool, just in case things don't work out. Okay, let's begin. I'm gonna take my pond marker to go lake fishing. I'm gonna roll my STARDEW dice. Here's 3 dice. Come on. No, so that was a fail. I roll nothing of the kind. So I needed a star drop fruit, I didn't get it. So that is going to be a failure. And then I'm gonna go to my plan B, right? So I'm gonna take this and move on over to Pierre's shop. As I'm moving over, I'm gonna take this leek that I can sell for 3 gold. So this one goes on my player board as well. And then I'm gonna perform my second action, which is to sell things. So I'm gonna sell my fish and my leek for 5 gold. And then in turn, we can go ahead and move on to the end of round action. So now I can finally upgrade my starting tool. So I'm gonna pay the 5 gold, and then I can switch out my level 0 trading rod with a level 1 bamboo rod. Now this one, when I fish, I can re-roll at least one of the die. So this will give me a better chance at catching that angler. There goes the end of another round. I'm gonna take my pawn, put it back on the farm, and now we begin the next round. I am praying for the next day we are watering our crops so I can get some of that gold back. So here we go. And draw. Perfect, yes. So now we have our water drop symbol, which means we're going to water our crops. So let's go ahead and do that. That means I grab a potato from the farm, and this goes on my player board. Strawberry moves over, and cauliflower will move over as well. Cat symbol again does nothing, but I can sell items now. So I'm gonna sell my potato that I made right away. That's gonna net me 4 gold. Now for our actions, I need to catch that angler. So let's go lake fishing. Come on, baby. I need a star drop fruit. Come on. I literally need 1 fruit. Okay, let's just re-roll the heart symbol. It doesn't really matter which one I re-roll. Okay, come on, star drop. There's no star drop at all, I don't understand. Okay, no problem. So again, no end of turn effects this time. So I'm gonna take my pawn marker, go over to the farm, and we draw the final season day. Now that spring has ended, we're going to replace all of our trees and forageable tiles. And now they get replaced with all brand new green tiles. And then you have 4 different decks of professional upgrades, from foraging to farming to fishing and to mining. I can draw 3 of any combination of these cards and then reveal them and keep 1. Since it's solo play, I actually revealed 3. Normal play, it would actually be just 2 cards. So I'm gonna take the top 3 of this shuffled fishing deck, and let's see what we get. Oh, we have a solid one actually called the angler. This one's gonna guarantee the fish that we're trying to catch to be caught. So for the angler card, I can spend 3 gold and then I can catch any fish on the board before I even attempt to fish. So technically I can catch 2 fish. Now let's try this one more time. So drawing the first season card, and we have the crop symbol. So now let's go ahead and turn strawberry over to equality crop side. So our strawberry is gonna get flipped over. Now that is worth 5 gold. Again, no pet movement for the cat symbol, and fish. Ooh, and right on time actually, because now the fish track is going to move over. So luckily the angler's still on the board. I'm gonna take out the treasure chest and the snail. Those 2 will leave. Broken CD moves over, angler moves over, and red snapper moves over. Now we draw 2 more brand new fish from the bag. And we get, wow, look at that, 2 trash symbols. 2 trash. We have glasses and newspapers, a newspaper. So those get put on the fish track. So bam, let's go ahead and go lake fishing. Now, I can actually spend the 3 gold in order for me to catch the angler right away according to my brand new ability. So here is my 3 gold, and I can now catch the angler with literally the angler. Voila, here goes our very first objective that's complete for the game, to catch legendary fish. So this one is now done. 1 down, 3 to go. And there are no more lake fish available on the fish track, so there is no fishing that I can do now. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to Gus. And while I'm there, left, right, let's go with right. Okay, so we have a forageable fiddlehead fern. So this one is worth 3 gold, but hopefully one of my friends will need some forageables to donate to them. Now to make a friend, I'm going to draw from the villager deck. So our friend here is Demetrius. So Demetrius does have a summer birthday, which means I would get actually an extra heart if I were to meet any of his criteria listed on the left side. I would need an artifact or a mineral, but I have neither. I can still, however, give him a forageable, which is neutral, which means I will still get at least just 1 heart. So I'm gonna give him that fern that I drew earlier, which means I now gained 1 heart. The reason why I would want a heart is to visit the community center so I can start on these bundles. Moving on, no end of turn effect, so we're gonna draw the next season card after I place my pawn in the farm. Next season goes, and we get a star crop symbol. So we'll speed things up here a little bit. We can turn our cauliflower into a star quality crop. Fish gets moved over 2 times again. So 2 more fish from the bag, and we get halibut and bullhead. And now we actually get a JoJo tile, so this is not good news for us. This first one means we cannot fish in the river. So I'm gonna place this by the river. In order for me to get rid of that notice, I have to pay 5 gold or the 1 heart that I just gained. But it's okay, we don't need to do fishing anymore for now, so that's not too bad for now. And lastly, I can sell or trade resources. So I'm gonna sell that legendary fish that I caught in order to net me 5 gold. Here goes my 5 gold. Currently, I have 6 gold in my supply. Okay, so I'm gonna water my crops first, gain a strawberry, and then cauliflower moves over. Then I'm gonna move on over to the community center so I can start revealing those bundles. As I'm doing so, I can grab a forageable, so I'll take this one. Here we get another forageable, which is a spice berry. I was hoping for an artifact, but that's okay. Now at the community center, I can now give away a heart token. So this one's gonna go, and then I can reveal the first one on the very left side. So that means I can grab this one over here in the crafts room, and the very first one says I can donate any spring forageable, and I need to donate actually 2 of them. And that is unfortunate because we are already in summer. There's no way for us to get a spring. So in order for me to get rid of those bundles, I can actually spend another heart in order to reveal a brand new one for the crafts room. Okay, end of turn, nothing I can do. Go back to the farm. Let's reveal the next summer card. And here we get a crow. Luckily, it's a red crow, so I have no crops there, so that's a good thing. And then I can trade and sell resources. I'm gonna go ahead and sell my strawberry right away so I can net 5 gold. And now I have 11 gold in my inventory. So I do want to visit Gus and make some more friends, but I'm gonna take my pond marker first and go to water crops so I can collect this cauliflower. That's gonna net me 6 gold total, which is a lot. And then I'm gonna move over to Gus and grab wood so I can finally start getting some buildings here. So here is a second piece of wood. Typically you need 2 to 3 pieces in order to make a building. So let's make a brand new friend, and we draw. Oh, Gus, the man of the hour himself. Look at that. Now Gus actually has a summer birthday, which is perfect because he'll give us a bonus. And on top of that, Gus also likes cauliflower. You can tell because it has this crop symbol on the left side. So Gus, you can take my 6 gold cauliflower, but in exchange, I need your heart. 3 hearts actually. No end of turn effect, so we'll go back to the farm and start again. So here's the next one. We're gonna water our crops. No crops yet, but we can activate our friend abilities now in the second gift symbol. We have 2 abilities here. First off, with Demetrius, we can gain 1 random foraging upgrade. So drawing the first one on the deck, we get Forester and Gatherer. Now for Forester, if we get fiber or stone, we can keep it and take any forageable tile on the board, but I think I would rather stick with Gatherer. So when I move, I can collect 2 forageable tiles adjacent to my path, as long as it's not wood. So I'll go ahead and take this upgrade. And now it is time to finally construct a building. So I'm gonna visit Robin and I'm gonna buy my very first building. I would like to buy a coop, which costs 10 gold and 2 wood. Perfect, because I have exactly that. Here is my 10 gold and here is the rest of my wood. And with that, we can finally buy our furry little friends. Another objective has also been complete here because we can now expand the farm. So 2 down, 2 to go. And then to wrap up my actions, I'm going to revisit the community center. Now with this one action, I can spend as many hearts as I like in order to fix up the community center. So I'm gonna spend 1 heart first to take this card out and reveal a brand new one. So here is the next crafts room, which is any fall forageable, which is perfect, right in time. Next one, I'm gonna take another heart and reveal the pantry. This one says I can donate any fall crops. Also right in time for the next season. And lastly, my final heart is gonna reveal the fish tank. So for this one, looks like I might need to go fishing again. Any ocean or legendary fish, perfect. Luckily, halibut is on the board, so that's okay. We can catch that instead of waiting for another legendary fish. Now I go back to the farm and I draw my final card for summer. The last days of summer, exactly the same as spring. And that is pretty much how gameplay works in Stardew Valley. That was actually about half the gameplay, so those are 2 seasons down. I would keep continuing all these actions and finishing all of Grandpa's objectives and restoring the community center all over here on the top right corner. So I'm gonna repeat those actions for 2 more seasons, and if I manage to complete all of them in time, then I win. If not, then we lose to the Joja Corporation. Those are all my ideas on the table on how the format is going to work. Again, please comment down below with all your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this first pilot episode, and I will see you all in the next one.